Chop the giblets, baste the bird, and open a can of cranberry jelly. You know, the ones with the ridges. Because gobble fucking gobble, you are listening to a special Thanksgiving Day edition of Food and Loathing. I'm Al Mancini, and among the many things I'm thankful for right now is that you're going to hear from most of our team in this episode. We're recording it online with our producer Rich Johnson in Seattle, myself, and Happy Hour Vegas' Andrew Morgan in Las Vegas. We were hoping to have a message from Gemini Stevens, but I just got a text from her that says she's not going to be able to record one today. So, Rich, man, you know this. Have we done for the past 5 years? We like to drop this episode a little early. Thursday morning, for those of you who are stuck in the kitchen doing all the hard work while everyone else either sleeps, yells at a football game, or watches a collection of giant cartoon balloons go Godzilla on New York City. We're going to try to pack this with as much info as possible for a very short week while also doing the most minimal amount of work that we ourselves could do this week because it's a motherfucking holiday and we have our own turkeys to stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yay to minimum work.
Yay. Some years, very little news, but honestly, this, in past years, we've just gotten all gooey by asking chefs to tell holiday stories because really we just need to fill the fucking space, right? We want to go out there. We actually have news and topical interviews this week, Rich. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So I'm thinking we drop the normal format. Yeah. We tell everybody to pour themselves a large glass of cooking sherry and sit back and enjoy, man.
Yeah. If you're out of lighter fluid, go for the cooking sherry.
Right. Yeah, dig in, man. You got a lot going on this week, Al. So.
I know. It's been a crazy fucking week, man. So how are you guys doing, though?
Cold. I'm a Northwest native, but nearly a decade in Vegas has ruined me for the cold damp of the Puget Sound. So I'm wearing 3 layers all the time right now.
Yeah, because you're just like wet to the bone, aren't you, at all times?
I mean, I have plenty of waterproof stuff, and I live in an apartment that doesn't leak, but it's just so damn cold all the time, and my little heaters on the wall don't keep up. My little space heaters don't always help. I bought a pair of I haven't worn pajamas since I was 8, but I got some that make me look like a gorilla without a head. But
Did
God,
you get any little footies? Do they have little feet?
They don't have little footies, but they're black and furry, and they look ridiculous.
Rich, you are just supplying all my holiday fantasies for me right now. Just picturing you and your jammies, man.
Yeah.
Rich gorillas in the mist.
As weird as they look, they would have looked even worse if I'd opted for the powder blue version. But I have some little bit of taste remaining.
Don't wear them on the airplane, according to our Secretary of Transportation. That's apparently the biggest crisis we have going on.
What are you going to tell the airlines that give you slippers in first class? Don't wear those slippers. It's not a manly, proper thing to do. Don't get me started. It's the wrong podcast for that.
Yeah, let's not get started on that topic. I have
well, your jammies. Actually, Rich, you could sit next to me on any flight in your new jammies if you wanted to. That's all I'm saying.
No, I won't be doing that.
That would be a sight right there. Al and Rich on a flight together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah, that would be a great picture for our company Christmas card.
Yeah.
Andrew, how about you, man? You wearing your jammies right now?
Yeah, no jammies today. I'm good. I'm on dog and cat duty. I have all my friends and family who leave town, and I get stuck taking care of their animals while they're gone. So, which is not a bad thing, but if you see me yell and tell this fucking cat to leave me alone, then you know where it's coming from.
That's what it is. Yeah, well, I mean, if you have the options of spending the holiday with your family or with other people's pets, family or my pet, it's automatically my pet, right? But I don't know, family or other people's pets, I might have a bit of a 50-50 there.
I'm down with OPP, other people's pets.
I love it, man. Oh, so God, man, we have a lot going on this week. The big one is going to be a long interview with Ellie Parker of Main Street Provisions, who recently advanced to the top 9 contestants on Hell's Kitchen Battle of the Stars. That show usually airs on Thursdays, but they're taking a week off for Thanksgiving. It's a perfect excuse for us to catch up with her, not worry about, our interview being out of date before you hear it, which is the problem with her airing on Thursday nights. Rich, before I get to the other stuff we have you been watching Hell's Kitchen? Because I know you are our chef TV groupie. Well, you and my wife.
Well,
are the
I've
chef TV
I've
groupies.
sort of lost the will to chef lately. Most of my TV watching involves a lot of shit blowing up. And speaking of witty, and I've sort of I got out of the Hell's Kitchen habit. So, but I hope Ellie's doing well. 9 weeks, she's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's top 9, so that's great. So we're going to have a nice long interview with her. What else? I've been busy over the past week, man. Seriously, later in this show, I'm going to share some interviews with Masaharu Morimoto, Wolfgang Puck, John George Vongerichten, Jose Andres, Michael Mina, Michael Voltaggio, Bryan Voltaggio, and Dave Beran that I recorded at F1, as well as an interview with Durango Social Club's current pop-up chef, Tyler Vorce. That's a lot of shit, but you're going to have to wait a little minute for that because, honestly, Rich, I want to hear what you've been doing up there in Seattle since you moved there.
Oh, yeah. By the way, kudos to the MGM social folks. I saw the video of all those people coming up the stairs at the fountain at Bellagio and what, geez, is Gordon coming? No, Gordon works for the competition. Never mind. So but that was pretty fun to see all those people in one place just for a moment. Seattle, since I last checked in when I first got here, I've been to a few places here and there, trying to find a couple of old Seattle haunts, and one of the best and beautiful as ever is a place called Ivor's Salmon House. Ivor Hagelin was a singer on the radio way back when. He started an aquarium on the Seattle waterfront in 1938, and after a while he noticed people were coming with food, so he started selling fish and chips and clam chowder, and the empire was born.
That's just a little mean to the fish in the aquarium, isn't it? That they have to look out.
Yeah.
See that?
Say behave, or guess what? You'll be transferred, and it's not a lateral transfer.
I've had jobs like that,
actually. Ivor's Acres of Clams has been around here for, the 40s. It's still okay on the waterfront. He did run a white tablecloth fancy restaurant for a while. That's gone, but the great place is called Ivor's Salmon House on the north end of Lake Union with this commanding view, big room full of Native American decor, much of it resembling that mythical Seahawk that was the basis of the football team's logo for the long boats and the totem poles and all that. Had a great fish and chips there. And I also look at the salmon three-ways that they do on a massive wood-fired grill. I think I've mentioned Dick's Drive-In more than once and making you sick out of it. It's perilously close to my place here on Queen Anne Hill, but I've only been like half a dozen times. It's a good fast food burger, but the French fries are as good as any French restaurant because they do it in the classic two-fry method. And it's fun to go watch the burger system there because it harkens back to the old McDonald brothers' original system of make a bunch, wrap them all up, and have employees just grab one and put it in the bag. And their turnover traffic is such that they can make 30 at a time and they're gone in 15, 20 minutes. To watch them garnish 30 at once is kind of fun. On the authentic French places, there are 3 of them within about 3 blocks of each other inside the Pike Place Market or just outside. Maximilian, Café Campagna, and La Pichette. Maximilian has this gorgeous view of Elliott Bay and one of the best steak frites I've ever had, even after a month in Paris. It was great. French onion soup at Café Campagna, and then the people who work there who opened La Pichette 20 years ago, a little tiny, probably the most French-looking French place you'll find in America. They make a French onion soup that is renowned around here. It's made with chicken stock instead of beef stock. And it's very nice, and it's very good. But it did not bring me that deep, rich soup punch that I need on these cold, rainy days. So
I was going to say, man, French onion soup, it's all about braising those bones.
Yeah,
for
I know.
Days and days and days. And I don't know if I'm no chef, but I don't know if a chicken wishbone is going to do that job.
It's good chicken soup, capped by a big-ass crouton and then all the Gruyere you can stand and like that. But it's not the same. It's not French onion soup. It's a chicken onion soup, and a very good one. I found a place in Georgetown, which is a neighborhood just north of Boeing Field, and it used to be a residential neighborhood where the workers would literally walk to the airplane factory at Boeing Field under that big fake. They had a suburban neighborhood printed on canvas that stretched for literally a mile and a half, 2 miles over the Boeing factory during World War II, because from the air it looked like, oh, I can't bomb that. It's a family full of women and children, instead of making B-17s. It fell into disrepair. Now it's become sort of the, what Soho was 40 years ago in New York, artists and all that, and eventually it'll be gentrified out. But I found a serviceable Italian beef. The quest continues there. I've had wings at a couple of places, and frankly, I do a better job, which I've done several times. Frank's Red Hot, butter, a teaspoon of vinegar, maybe a little bit of ketchup, but not always. I'll be in Las Vegas in late January, so I'm ready for anybody to call my bluff on any of this stuff. I'm hoping Mr. Trees might find me a seat or two at one of his places. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. But that's the Seattle stuff today. I don't know if I mentioned it on the air, but a couple of years ago, you hooked me up with the Mina people, and I had a wonderful birthday meal at the Bourbon Steak in downtown Seattle. Tragically, it is no more. It was bad timing on the bad times of downtown Seattle, which is getting better.
I've been to that Bourbon Steak, and it was very nice, actually. I forget who was in the kitchen there. Actually, I remember. I just can't remember his name right now, and I know the guy, so I feel like a total dick. But I was just at the local Bourbon Steak this week, but you're going to hear about that shortly.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
That's it for Seattle, and that is why I love Thanksgiving, because it's like we traveled to Seattle, except I didn't have to wait in an airport, and I even got to hear about Rich in his pajamas. So, thank you very much, Rich. It sounds like you're settling in and having a good old motherfucking time in Seattle.
Oh yeah, as long as I keep the cat singular in treats, I can sleep. Otherwise, it's meow. God damn it with my meow.
I'm starting to know how that is.
Yeah.
Oh man, the price you pay for the pussy. Anyway, Andrew, man, instead of a normal happy hour report, I'd just like to hear about what the fuck you've been drinking and dining recently. Is that cool? And of course,
absolutely. And there's been a fair share of that one. I mean, nothing as extravagant as like Ivor's Salmon House in Oregon, where Rich is at. Sounds pretty freaking good, but.
But on the bright side, people in Vegas can go to the places you're going to tell them about without having to get on that airplane. So
that's exactly right. So, anyways, it's all good. I went with some family. My daughter, she loves pancakes, obviously. So went down the road and checked out the newly renovated Dupars down at the Suncoast.
Oh yeah.
So
I think we're going to record the episode there next week. You want to come with me, maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that. Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, so I went there, and look, the room looks great. It's all clean. It's modern. It's new. They put the walls up so you're not subject to the smoke and the noise of the casino. But the food is just as good as anyways. And really, it's the pancakes that everyone goes for, including myself. And they've got this deal where it's like $10, $9.99 for unlimited amount of pancakes.
Is that through the end of the month or the end of the year?
I think it's through the end of the year.
Double check on that if you're going over, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll check next week when we're there. But it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't really matter, because if you order the standard, plate, it's like 3 big pancakes. And the pancakes that they serve are they're bigger than a freaking, Midtown Manhattan, pothole there, man.
That is all you can eat.
Yeah, exactly. Their basic plate is all that most people can eat, right?
Exactly. In this all you can eat, they give you 2 at a time. I get the first 2. I barely made it for the one, and there you go. So, but yeah, look, I mean, I like it there. You get the boysenberry syrup, raspberry syrup kind of thing like that. Pretty great. So I had fun with that one.
Cool.
Also, I forgot. I mean, it's the season of kind of like comfort food and whatever it is. So I went to Honey Salt. Hadn't been there for a while.
Oh, we love Honey Salt. Elizabeth Balkan Canteen Wall. Hi, hope you guys are having a good holiday.
Yeah, first of all, it's always great in there. Great vibe, great feeling, very homey, very comfy and stuff like that. But that fried chicken sandwich, that's, I think, I don't know what if they want to be branded for that one, but it is fantastic. You got the creamy coleslaw. You got the house Durkee's dressing. It comes with a Caesar salad, stuff like that. And it's under $20. And it's like just freaking good, man. So
the Biloxi buttermilk chicken sandwich, if I remember correctly, right?
So there you go. Now I know what's on my brain. I got buttermilk pancakes and buttermilk chicken. So obviously that's what my season's all about.
Got a
But
buttermilk
yeah,
thing
it was
going
good,
on.
man.
You know, it's interesting. I think about honey salt, and like the entire restaurant itself just feels like Thanksgiving to me. I mean, it
That's
just
it.
looks like either that or the beginning of Wizard of Oz. I don't know, but it's very homey and all
Oh, it's cool.
American
And
and Norman Rockwell.
you got that big jar of like what do you got, like saltwater taffy kind of thing that you go in there that you stuff your face with sugar before you even eat anything like that. But and hey, look, I wouldn't be remiss if I didn't talk about happy hour. Honey Salt has an amazing happy hour. They call it Golden Hour. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6. You can get the chicken sandwich, the hot chicken in a slider format. It's a little smaller, but it does everything you need it to do. But also the shawarma skewers are fantastic there. So get those ones. You'll be in heaven.
Awesome. How's the booze on their happy hour?
Oh, pretty good, man. It's like it's top. It's always topper. Higher end stuff. For their cocktails, $9. They got these great featured cocktails. They have a margarita machine there as well, which is what I got into. 25% off glasses of wine, top shelf glasses. Wine sets. Great selection, great program, man. So
awesome, man. Well, thank you for sharing, and thanks for being part of our thankful giving episode here, man.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't miss it. This is awesome.
I've been pretty busy. Let's start with my big night. It was last Thursday evening. This is an evening that began with me eating about a dozen or maybe a little more different styles of chili before progressing to caviar and sea urchin and Louis XIII on the water, and then finally a Michael Mina All-Star event after that. So that was a hell of a day for me. That was about like everything that makes Vegas Vegas all in one, and I was really excited. The Durango called me a few weeks ago and they said, like, would you want to do a chili cook-off? It was supposed to be out on that patio as part of their patio series for Eat Your Heart Out. But they as great as that fucking series is, their luck with weather this year has been for shit. And it's always, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? This one did not happen. They had to move it inside because the weather was really crappy, as most of you remember of last week. But still, man, I was really honored. It was me. It was DJ Flores of Milpa, of course, the James Beard nominated DJ Flores of Milpa, and Julie Kim Battaglia, who is at Jules Z Kim. She's a big influencer here in Las Vegas. So yeah, we basically we judged this, and it was blind tasting. It was every fucking chef within the Durango Resort. Every restaurant actually had to come, and they had to bring their own type of chili. And I mean, that's a lot of fun. Whether you like chili or not, everybody likes chili enough that a chili cook-off is always a blast. The judge's choice, Bel Air, of all places. Bel Air Lounge. Would you think it? No, because, you just think that they're getting snacks and everything. But don't forget, that's a Click Hospitality organization, and their chefs know how to make fucking chili. And they won. First place. Third place, which is another Click Hospitality, was Mijo. So the Mexican place came in third. Bel Air came in first. Great day all around for the teams from Click Hospitality. And Vesta fucking Coffee Shop came in second as the judge's choice. So, Jared, man, rock on to you and your team. A little surprising, right, guys?
I like that. That's funny. I mean, you wouldn't think from Click that, chili and Click.
Yeah, no, they knew what they were doing. I will say, and I'm not going to say who, but my favorite restaurant in all of Durango gave me my least favorite chili of the night, so that was kind of a drag. Hey, by the way, also Nico's, the steakhouse, won the People's Choice Award. They got a big old cup. I didn't get to do any shots out of it, but they had a big old trophy cup. Everybody else got medals, so that was fun.
That. Nico's is great. I like Nico's.
Yeah, I love to do those things, man. I love like the internal camaraderie building of all these chefs. Chefs are the most competitive motherfucking people out there, and it's ridiculous because food shouldn't be quantified that way, but it is great to watch chefs give it their all to try to kick each other's asses.
That's cool.
So,
was it busy? Was it busy there, or is it like?
Yeah, no, it was a nice crowd for the whole time, and everybody from the organization came down. Everybody from even other resorts were there, other Station Casinos resorts, but a lot of members of the general public were there, and it was a really fun event, man. So bravo to the teams at Durango. Thanks.
Nobody could say no to chili, man.
So, so I'm all chilied up, and then, of course, I had to go home, get dressed up for my next thing, actually put on a suit, and you guys know how rare it is for me to do that. So,
man.
I was going to something. Usually that's like a Michelin. If it's a Michelin-starred restaurant or chef, usually I put on a suit. But generally, you guys know me: jeans, black jeans, black t-shirt, maybe a black blazer if I'm trying to be, fancy. But Carbone Riviera party for F1. You know that this is, I mean, we have been to some parties, all of us, that have been just completely out of fucking control. This may have been one of the more decadent things I've been to in Las Vegas because it's an F1 party, so it's not a media party. So it was not just packed with a bunch of, the hangers on like myself who try to go to things. It was really packed with the real fucking fancy people who, do fancy things. So the room is gorgeous. I should start off by saying it's in the old Picasso space. It looks fantastic. They have a little outdoor deck. I think you have to agree to spend $175 minimum in order to get to dine on the deck per person. But that's the same as I believe it was with Picasso and that it is with Prime Steakhouse. If you want the prime table, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money. But Jesus Christ, man, it's so beautiful. This outdoor kind of decky thing. Christmas lights, the mini yacht is parked there, all of the shit like that you've heard about. The food, I mean, of course they're passing pastas with truffles and all of that kind of shit. But there's even like help yourself to the raw bar areas, 2 massive fucking tins of Petrosian caviar that you just walk up and scoop yourself. Sea urchin that you just walk up and take yourself. I mean, just absolutely nuts. And then to put it really into a perspective. Look, I go to a lot of parties where they're pouring Veuve Clicquot. Occasionally I'll go to parties where they're even pouring something more expensive than that, like Cristal or whatever. I've never been to a party that has just had an open supply of Louis XIII cognac.
Oh.
You made it when?
I mean, and I'm not, I wanted to say they were pouring the Louis XIII, but they're not, because when you get Louis XIII, they take this thing that looks like a giant eyedropper and they put it into that bottle, which probably costs more than my monthly rent, the crystal bottle that they package it in, and they put that little eyedropper in, and then I guess they put their thumb on top or whatever the fuck they do. They bring it out. They put it into, and I think they were giving us, it seemed like maybe an ounce of pour, which would be a lot. It seemed like more than a half ounce to me. And then they put it in these glasses that also probably cost more than like my car payment. The beautiful leaded crystal glasses that they served them to us in. And yeah, it was a baller party. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, man. So
yeah.
And I mean, the taco party earlier in the night was also very fun, but this was a change of pace. Made me glad that I changed my clothes. And then on the way home from that, we dropped by Bourbon Steak for the culinary kickoff party, traditionally done by Charles Woodson Bourbon. They were there. Mina Groove chefs from all over, including Pablo in San Francisco. I saw Josh, said hi, had a few small bites, went home to bed because it was a hell of a fucking day. So that was my Thursday.
Amazing.
That's the Thursday, man. I'm pretty proud of that.
So I got a stupid question here for you, Louis.
Yeah,
I
got a stupid answer.
Now, what happened to Louis the 14th or Louis the 12th? Why is it 13 so special?
Because he's the one that commissioned the cognac, I'm guessing.
There you go. And didn't get his head chopped off like his, next one down.
Yeah.
So 13 is the lucky number.
I have tried to get representatives of Remy Martin onto this show to talk to us about cognac in general and the specifics of Louis XIII. And I think they're afraid that I'm just trying to get a free bottle or something out of them, which I would be stupid enough to assume, because they always act really excited about it until I try to actually confirm it. And then it's like, oh, well, we have to submit these paperwork back to France. And so I don't know how the fuck that's working, but yeah. If I could ever get them on, Andrew, you can come on and we can grill them on what makes Louis XIII so great.
That would be a very happy.
They're probably right, because I want a bottle.
Yeah, right. Like they think we all want a bottle, basically, right?
Pay my mortgage for the year, right?
Yeah, no shit, man. Then we've alluded to it. It's where a lot of my interviews are coming from this week. An insane media event on the roof of the Fountain Club on Saturday. Saturday, of course, is the big race day. There's practice on Thursday and tryouts on Friday and, whatever the fuck it is. But so Saturday is big race day. So Start off at the Fountain Club, which is called that because it's built in front of the Bellagio fountains. So behind it, you can see the Bellagio fountains. In front of it, you've got a perfect view of the fucking straightaway on the F1 track. And I was there with Masaharu Morimoto, Wolfgang Puck, Byron Puck, Antonia Lafosa, Mario Carbone, Mark Wahlberg, Jean-Georges Vongerichten, David Chang, Brooke Williamson, Jose Andres, Alex Guarnaschelli, Tom Colicchio, Michael Mina, Zheng Heng Lui, Olivia Tideman, Sid Ahuja, Michael Voltaggio, Bryan Voltaggio, Dave Beran, Owen Hahn, H. Wu Lee, Dominic DiMartolomeo, and Wesley Holton. It's a lot of people up on that fucking road.
There's some serious name dropping there, man.
Yeah, it was so cool to be hanging out with them. Okay, so this is also really funny, right? So this is the roof, and the Fountain Club's massive, and it's like 2 or 3 or 4 stories, I don't know, but it's lots of space there, so everybody gets a great view. And we're up on the roof, and it's the daytime, and of course they're running around, they're catering, they're getting everything ready for the catering at night. So there's no catering up on the roof, which is fucking fine, it's noon on Saturday, no problem. But off in a corner is just one table, not really in the corner, but out of the way, one table with a massive tin of Petrosian caviar and 2 bowls of potato chips. Like, that's fucking it, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is just so, this is how the other half, definitely lives. So super fun to be around those people. I had a lot of fun. I did get to speak with a few of the VIPs, so let's play that now. So I was hanging out on the rooftop of the Fountain Club, unbelievable, and all sorts of chefs up there. I'm going to start off with a little bit of my conversation with Chef Wolfgang Puck. How does F1 compare to other parties you've been to? You have done Oscar parties, award shows. What is F1 in Vegas like? How's it fit on that scale?
Well, I think it's the perfect venue. Las Vegas is the perfect venue because when you look at the track, when you come at night, and I think it's the perfect advertising throughout the world because F1 is a worldwide event. And I think people see Las Vegas, even for the locals, it's a little difficult to get around, but I think it's well worth it because we have to move constantly forward, and I think to bring another great venue like F1 to Las Vegas is a major coup for the city.
How does this, okay, we're standing at ground zero. The Fountain Club is definitely one of the coolest spots to be. Could you tell people what the party's like up here?
Well, the party up here going to be amazing tonight. I think we're going to have great food from all the restaurants. I see already a big tin of caviar here. We're going to have some chino lamb chops and our wonderful lobster salad. So I think we're going to have great food, great wine, and watch the cars zoom by in a second.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time, Chef.
Thank you.
So, Chef Jean-Georges Vongerichten, tell me what it's like F1 weekend here in Las Vegas.
I mean, this is the 3rd year, very exciting. And I think this year they sold a lot of tickets. It's always great to come here, not only for the race, but as well see all our peers, see Wolfgang, see the Voltaggio brother, Mario Carbone now, who's become a new neighbor next to Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing everybody it's always an exciting moment.
How do you feel about Carbone, by the way? Have you had a chance to walk through it?
Dinner last night.
Okay.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, we never at the area.
Yeah.
It's right next to me there.
Right.
Well, now we never again.
There you go, man.
But this one is a little more special with lots of seafood and raw fish and delicious.
How's everything going at Prime since the renovation?
At Prime, actually, October was in 27 years. It was a record month in sales on number of people. So after 27 years,
wow.
They come and go, but we're here. We're here to stay.
Well, congratulations on that, Chef. And also, let me just ask you, because people know that Vegas is all about luxury, but I feel like there's a level of luxury that happens around F1. You've been to some of the biggest parties in the world, some of the greatest celebrations ever. How does F1 in Vegas compare?
I think Vegas F1 is the best. I think there's no other city where you have that many chefs who contributes to the feeding the people, having fun. So, best driver, best chefs, best food.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Chef.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chef Jose Andres was also there. So, Chef, what's F1 weekend in Vegas all about?
I mean, I think Vegas lends itself to so many things that has to do with entertainment. That if you think about it, it's like, wait, this didn't happen before, right? So it's one more event. The first year, I think everybody was like, what exactly is going on here? How are we going to make this city, run like a entertainment casino city with all these things going on in the middle? And I think, look at the last 2 years, what has happened is it's blooming. And it's becoming probably one of the best sites to do this race anywhere in the world.
You're a racing fan, right? I remember you had your podcast out here either last year or the year before. You had some like racers that did the really crazy rally stuff and all that. So
the father of Carlos Sainz, Junior, Carlos Sainz is one of the best rally drivers in the world. He's won. Oh my God, he won one 2 years ago. And he's 65.
yeah.
The Paris Dakar is no an easy adventure.
Right.
And yeah, it was great to have him. So yeah, I like racing. Obviously, over the years, I remember the first time I saw a race car in Barcelona that used to be there, a racing competition. So I think I got caught back then, and then Spain has been producing some very great drivers. Fernando Alonso, who is from my same home region, and now Carlos Sainz. So yeah, between one thing and the other, I like racing.
Are you rooting for anybody in this race?
I would like always. I like the Spanish boys. So Carlos, and I know Carlos well, and he's a great kid, a great guy, very talented. So let's hope he will do a good race today.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time, Chef.
Thank you, my friend.
So we got Michael and Bryan Voltaggio here with us. So we're going to start off with Michael. Michael, what is F1 week all about here in Vegas?
F1 is us cooking a lot of food for a lot of race fans, and we're stoked because it's fast cars and, in this case, fast food, but not what you think fast food is, just putting it out fast.
Bryan, you guys have hosted a lot of parties, a lot of VIP celebrity things. How does this hold up as far as like the world's top parties?
Well, I mean, MGM and Bellagio, they just put together an incredible experience for race fans, for people who are fans of like chefs and food, and just, the whole experience that Vegas can provide. It's done right here. It's like nothing I've ever seen. This is the best place to watch the race in Las Vegas.
Not to mention, we're starstruck by the people we're working with. So if it starts there, I mean, even the chefs, you walk in here and it's like every chef that we ever dreamed of getting to meet one day, we're collaborating, working together. It's a dream come true.
Pretty amazing. Look, a lot of people still want to know, when you coming back to Vegas? We need you back in Vegas, man. The pop-up was fantastic. I think it was a little ahead of its time with the concept, but we want something full-time from you. When are we going to get one?
Let's just keep spreading that narrative and, get a petition circulating, and let's go. We're ready. We love Las Vegas.
Yeah, we can't wait to be here. It's going to happen.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got Chef Dave Beran here. Chef, tell me, what brings you out for F1 weekend? Why is this such a special place to be?
Well, it's got two things. One, for me, it's a bit personal. A good friend of mine, one of my old interns, is a big part of this. And so he and I always want to catch up and, get together again. But also, look at the community. Look at the place. Look at the setting. F1 is magical. This is insane. But I think the real thing of it is, look at the community. Right, and there's so many friends I have here that I haven't cooked with in a while, and to be able to stand in the kitchen with them again, and actually talk and actually spend time on such a major forum, this is not like local, statewide, national, this is global.
Yeah.
And it's done very well.
When you come out here, do you look around? Do you eye spaces? Do you talk to executives? Do you try to make plans to come to Vegas in a more permanent way?
Right now I'm just not trying to screw anything up. I would be honored if that happened. It'd be great. There's a point in time before I started Alinea where I had tryouts set up at Robuchon. There have been many times in my career where I've thought about coming out here, and so I think now, especially walking around, seeing it, meeting some of the people here, it seems like a phenomenal place. I wouldn't say no.
Okay, well, I hope we see you. Thanks for your time, Chef.
Of course, thank you.
Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Chef Michael Mina holding his shoey in his hand.
I got my shoey, man. I'm ready for the night.
Have you been drinking out of a shoey?
Not yet, but I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it without the liner. I've done worse, man.
We won't even go there.
Yeah, right? We definitely won't. Chef, I was just over at Bourbon Steak the other night. You had a nice little party over there. How is race week going for the Mina group?
It's going great. Honestly, I got to kick it off with with Brooke Williamson, we got to do an event at Michael Mina. And so that, to me, that was a big highlight of just, getting to cook with somebody who I respect and love to work with whenever I get a chance. And then to go from that to the event of Bourbon Steak, and now to tonight to the grand finale for me, and that's cooking right here at the Bellagio, so at the Fountain Club.
You have cooked for, I'm sure, kings and presidents and the wealthiest people in the world. How's this party compare as blowout bashes go?
It's a blowout bash. There's no doubt about it. I mean, just all you got to do is just walk around and see the outfits. It is a blowout bash. It compares with all of them, but I think that it's kind of learning the spirit of it more. It's something that for me, I've always been into sports, but have not really known as much about Formula One. But now 3 years into it, you kind of understand there's a whole culture and spirit around it that that I'm starting to understand that it's really cool.
You ever get in one of those cars?
I got in one, but I didn't get to drive one.
Well, if you do get to drive it, invite me out. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
Chef, man, always a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And just before I left, I got to see Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto.
Okay, this is the third appearance here. So since the first and second, third. So first one, I'm not too interested in the car racing, but I like a car, and then including driving. But first year I got shocked. And so shocked. Dynamic, speedy, I cannot do this. Right. And the first year, so I made some kind of food, this is okay, this is okay. And then second year, I already have the more interesting coming in. Right. And that's why I did a tuna big breakdown with the JG. And then I'm very excited to what's going to happen this year, third. Yeah. And I think the more interesting about the car racing, F1, Formula One, and also one Japanese driver in Rebel.
Okay.
So
that's who you're cheering for?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put some money on him for you, man.
No money.
Okay, thanks. Chef, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the reopening.
Thank you very much. See you on the Monday.
I left that event, went straight to Jose Andres' paella party at Jaleo, which was really, really great. Later that night, I unexpectedly found myself watching the race from a place I certainly was not supposed to be. If you live in Las Vegas, you kind of know this. Everybody's got like a place they can get into. Maybe it's been abandoned. Maybe the lease ran up, whatever, but it's got a good view of this. It's got a good view of that. So a chef friend I don't want to give too many details. I will tell my publicist friends that this was not a client of Neon Feast because I would not have done that to them. I don't want to get fired, but went into one of the strip side spots, and a friend of mine who's the chef snuck us into a place with an incredible view of the straightaway, really. And we had a fantastic time. And then she cooked for us. She and one of her chefs cooked for us. So we had a private dinner watching F1, and in the way that only Vegas locals do it, which is illegally. And only had to kind of talk our way out of it with one security guard, which I kept myself out of that. But we ended up catching the race. So that was a hell of a lot of fun, man. Did you guys, anybody watch the race, watch any of it?
I saw the first lap or two where they crashed on the very first lap and had to throw out the deal. And I just never have been able to get into F1. I try, but so often whoever wins the pole wins the race, and there's hardly any passing, especially at a place like Monaco, which is great to watch. And like I said, I walked the course earlier this year, but I don't feel it.
Yeah, I mean, racing Sue's the one into it, and man, the cars go by really fast. That's the appeal, I guess.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can't see the race if you don't have a TV. You're screwed because like vroom, okay, vroom. All right, another couple minutes, vroom.
Yeah, there's no oval, right? You can't.
Yeah, you can't see the race and what's going on.
But at least you're doing something more interesting than turning left the whole fucking time.
Oh, no,
exactly.
I keep telling you that turning left has a lot of intrigue to it.
Okay, well, anyway, thank you to my unnamed chef friend for helping us sneak in and get, that view. That was fantastic. And I know every publicist I know is like, oh, my God, if I get a phone call that Al was fucking on the video camera in my space right now, they're all waiting. Finally, for today. Sue and I dined at Durango Social Club. It was the first weekend of the Lily pop-up by Chef Tyler Vorce. And this is, of course, Dan Cromer's space that he is now using for various pop-ups. I'm gonna let Tyler talk about what he's doing, and then I'll tell you about the experience. Okay, so I am sitting here in Durango Social Club, a place you've heard me speak quite a bit about on this podcast. And as I've mentioned, Dan Cromer started this off doing his own thing on weekends, but he's now opened it up to a lot of other people. We've had some very casual things going on in here. We had nice sliders, but now Dan is taking it up a notch to the fine dining that we know that Dan's capable of. And he has invited in my guest, Chef Tyler Vorce, to do an extended pop-up. That's what we're here to talk about. Chef, how are you?
I'm doing great, Al. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Your pop-up starts as we're doing this. By the time people hear this, it'll be started. But as we're doing this, it starts in about 2 days, and you seem to be really busy getting everything ready.
Yeah, you know it. We're in it over here. We're in the juice.
Cool. Well, I'll try not to take up too much of your time. Can we start off by giving people a little background on who you are? Because you're relatively new to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. People that have eaten in the world's fine dining restaurants would probably know you, and people who watch Shark Tank would probably know you. But why don't you talk about your background as a chef?
Yeah, totally. So from the state of Maine originally, grew up around beautiful products, really close to the food over there. Started cooking when I was 14 for an incredible chef back home, and cooked my way out to New York City, California, worked at the French Laundry for a long time. And then we started an online cooking class business in COVID. That blew up pretty well. We were on Shark Tank, got a deal with Mark Cuban. But when I started seeing my wife, which is about 10 years ago, she's born and raised in Las Vegas. And I've always kept my eye on the scene out here ever since then. And just seeing the incredible things, like watching Dan, grow Other Mama and all these other chefs out here, like the strip is beautiful, but like seeing the off-strip scene out here grow has been really incredible. So I've always thought, doing a restaurant out here would be an awesome opportunity.
When did you actually move to Vegas?
So we moved here a year and a half ago.
Cool. When were you at the Laundry? Just curious. I've only eaten there once.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, so I was there from 2012 to 2017.
Okay, no, I think I was there before you.
Oh,
the
really?
one time
Okay.
I've been there. Yeah, it's been a while. Chef Keller, if you're listening, invite me back in. But no. Okay, so let's talk. I got to get this Shark Tank thing out of the way,
okay.
right? Because you have a truffle company.
Yeah.
That is what you went on Shark Tank for. It's on your website. You can watch there's a link to it, right? And it was a lot of fun. But could you talk about the business idea that you brought to Shark Tank? Because honest to God, I've asked my publicist to get me on Shark Tank to pitch my business, and I can't get on, so I don't know how you did it. But let's talk about what the business is that you brought to them, because I think it was really interesting the story you told, how it grew out of COVID.
Yeah, totally. So we started as a truffle business. So truffles are one of those ingredients that have a very opaque background of where they are sourced from, where they're coming from. And so really our idea was, if the truffles are from Spain, we tell the chefs they're from Spain. Don't tell them they're from France. If they're from Hungary, we're not lying and saying they're Alba white truffles, So that was the idea, is Honest Truffle Company. We grew that. We were selling to all the restaurants in the Bay Area. Little thing called COVID hit. We, basically everyone stopped paying us and we were at a tough spot. But, we had done a risotto cooking class with black truffles for one of our clients, and they asked if we could do it that was COVID friendly. And at first we thought there's no way we could make this happen, but then, we really needed to make payroll. So
the way you told the story, you had a lot of truffles on your hands, right?
Yeah, we did, and they go bad very quickly. So it was a massive amount of truffles. So we literally drove the kits to everyone's house, all the ingredients. It was COVID. We had masks on, everything, and then logged in a couple hours later and showed them how to cook. And, honestly, after that first class, we were on Zoom, so we could see it. We asked to see everyone's dish at the end. And when we saw they all made it perfectly, we knew we had something on our hands.
Cool. Okay, so you created that business, and that business is called what?
Truffle Shuffle.
Okay. And what do you do now with Truffle Shuffle? Like, is this still an online cooking class that people could sign up for?
Yeah. So we sold Truffle Shuffle last year to a company called Butcher Box. Okay. We're still doing the classes, and it's still great.
Okay, great. Thanks. So now you're in Vegas. I would hope that you're thinking about, doing something more permanent than what you're doing right here. But you got this great space. You've got this great concept from Dan. Tell us what you are bringing to Durango Social Club.
Yeah, totally. Well, first of all, just got to give a shout out to Dan. He's awesome. This space over here is literally the perfect space. It's a nice, intimate, open kitchen. The guests can see what's going on. And so, really when I was talking with Dan, our goal is to bring really nice ingredients, cook very simply, serve very honestly. And so, sitting down and talking with Dan, talking about his food philosophy, and how I like to cook as well, we really just hit it off. And we're doing a 7-course menu, Saturdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. And, we're really just trying to serve something honest and very natural.
Okay, I'm coming in this Sunday, so I'm super excited to be checking it out. By the time people hear this, I'll have had it, and so I'll probably say a few words about it as well. But what should I expect? I know there's a menu online, but let's talk about what the meal is all about.
Yeah, totally. So, really, we're trying to show off ingredients that we're proud of. I really like to focus on American producers, so you'll show up, we'll get a nice little porcini mushroom bouillon, served in a little espresso cup. We're serving some beautiful red sea bream. We've got some black cod, literally caught a couple days ago from our friends over in the Bay Area. Some ducks coming from Sonoma Poultry. We got some lamb as well. So, really kind of...
This is like Noah's Ark, man. You're going to kill 2 of every animal, man.
That was the goal. That was really the goal we were going for.
Cool, man. So for people who don't know Durango Social Club, first of all, did you dine at any of Dan's Durango Social Clubs to see what they were about?
So I was actually, Dan, we're roping him back in. I don't know if I should... Actually, so we're going to get Dan back into the fold because I definitely got to try his food. I know everyone loved it, but I wasn't able to come while Dan was cooking. I've been to Other Mama, but wasn't at Durango yet.
Cool. So for people who may not have been to this yet as well, it's a small room. It's nice. The way that Dan had it, you came in a little early if you wanted to. There was a sommelier. You could buy your wine, etc. But of course, it was a prefix menu, and a tasting menu, basically more than a prefix menu, I should say. How close to that is the format going to be for this?
Yeah, so honestly, we're following the same format. So Dan was doing 5 courses, we're doing 7 courses, but besides that, we've got a wine pairing. We got the same wine team that put together Dan's list is doing our list.
And that's some Renato Lebron, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We got Renato on board, and then we got the bar program is all the Durango Social Club team. So super talented bartenders. We got Eric over there too, mixing the drinks up.
Okay, cool. So that sounds great, man. How long are you going to be doing this? Because it's only 2 nights a week. I'm assuming that, I'm looking around. I don't know how many people this place fits, but it looks like 25, 35?
Yeah, totally. So, we're really focused on through the end of the year, every weekend, and our goal is to carry it on for a couple months afterwards.
Yeah. What's the price point on that?
$125.
Plus tax and tip?
Yeah, plus tax and tip.
And beverage separate?
Exactly, yep.
Okay, great, man. Well, look, I'm looking forward to checking it out on Sunday. I really appreciate you chatting with me beforehand.
Awesome, Al. It's great to meet you and can't wait to cook for you, man.
As for the food, man, here's a quick rundown of the menu. Started off with porcini mushroom bouillon, which may sound really boring, but for me, it was just the fucking best thing of the entire meal, and that's saying a lot because it was a great meal. From there, red sea bream served with radish, pear, and Lebanon verbena. You could have added caviar to that one for a little bit of an add-on, but I'd had so much motherfucking caviar during that one week.
Yeah, you're going to turn into a fish egg.
Really didn't need another caviar, so I saved a sturgeon. Then they did some black cod with parsnips, tarragon, and grapefruit sabayon. That one a little bitter for me, but still great dish. Violet artichokes with butter beans and smoked paprika. Duck breast with quince and maitake mushrooms and red walnut sauce, a lamb saddle with stewed plums, sweet carrots, preserved lemon sauce, and then fennel pollen pavlova for dessert. And if you've never had a pavlova, it kind of looks like meringue on the outside, but it's creamy on the inside. And that weird, that savory taste of the fennel pollen in a dessert was really, really interesting. So bravo to Tyler. He's going to be there at least through the end of the year, 2 nights a week. I would send people to Durango Social Club. Fantastic spot. And I believe the price on that was $150 or $175, but I think Tyler said it in the interview, so double check that. I should also point out, by the way, our old friend Hemant Kishore is bringing his much more casual toddy shop to Durango Social Club. That's his Indian concept, his Southern Indian bar food concept. That starts next week, and it's going to be every Thursday and Friday. Then Tyler goes in on Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to have an interview with Hemant next week. So hang on for that.
That's cool. I like that place.
Yeah, it's a really cool spot, man. So that's about it for this section of the show. Next up, we have my interview with Chef Ellie Parker of Main Street Provisions in the Arts District. We're going to be discussing her time on Hell's Kitchen, where she has advanced to the top 9 last week. We'll probably come back with some kind of news, maybe tell you why we're thankful, trace, whatever, trace our hands to make turkeys, whatever the fuck, we do. It's going to be the arts and crafts section of the show. We are winging it this week, and I honestly feel like Ellie may be the high point of this show. Yeah, Ellie, I'm saying that despite all those super famous people I just played. So please stick around afterwards, and I'm sure we'll have something to say.
This is Food and Loathing.
Wow, I cannot believe I have a chance to sit down with Ellie Parker, the superstar of Hell's Kitchen this season. I'm in Main Street Provisions. Ellie's kind enough to talk to me. Ellie, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing great, Al. I love to see you. I love to talk to you. I'm very happy to be back on the podcast, and trust me, I am not no rock star.
We haven't caught up during the season because the show airs on Thursday. My show airs Friday morning. There's no possible way for me to ever catch up with what happens on an episode, but we're going to drop this one on Thanksgiving Day for the holiday, and you're not going to be on next week, so we could sort of catch up. Yeah. Sue actually ran home last night we went to Carbone, and then we went to Bourbon Steak, and Sue's like, I'm staying up. We got to watch Hell's Kitchen. Aww. And I was like, well, I still have work to do, so you go watch it. So I didn't see last night's episode. I watch it sort of in the background. Sue watches it religiously. Aww. But you made it through another week.
I sure did, yeah. So now I'm in top 9. So that's crazy. I mean, just to think, like, being top 9 from 20 chefs from all around the country. I mean, shit, I didn't even think I was going to make it this far, but I'm glad I have.
Hell, man. Well, congratulations. It's been pretty amazing. I want to talk... Again, because I don't watch this like religiously. My thing is I love cooking shows, but I don't like the drama. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like when it ventures into Real Housewives territory, right? And that tends to happen. And I have seen you shoot some stink eyes at people this season. What was the vibe like back there? Was it fun, or were you really mad at each other? And I know you could hate each other at the time and maybe love each other now, but how did you feel about each other at the point where we are in the season right now?
So at the specific point, just watching back brings back so many memories. It was true dislike, disdain, hate, if you want to go there. I mean, living with these people, dealing with them. And you're right, a lot of these shows are so drama-filled. I feel like it was like 70% like Real Housewives or like Big Brother and 30% cooking. And I just wanted that 30% cooking. And... But yeah, no, it was real, and it's a competition. Mm-hmm. So my motto in my brain was, be friendly with people, but this is a competition. I don't like any of you.
Well, that's the funny part, man. Like, and I know you all adjust to this after the fact, mm-hmm. but I see you sad when somebody else is going home, and I'm like, fuck that, one more down. I'm closer to the money, goddammit.
It's a very conflicting feeling, yeah, because there was that part of me that was like, whoa, yes, I'm going up in the ladder, Yeah. But then the other half of me is like, oh man, that one person I could really talk to here. All the unaired clips, the 20 hours a day that we spent with these people, that person's gone now. So it's like, oh man, now I don't have anyone to talk to while I'm here. So it's just like, it was a good and bad, but ultimately at the end of the night when I went to sleep, I was like, good riddance. That just means I'm going up.
I think it was a week or two ago I saw that someone who appeared to be a good friend of yours, the vegan chef that was on there, went home, and that seemed to really bum you out.
Yeah, that one really hurt me.
What was her name, by the way? Sorry.
Cara Marie. Okay. Yeah, Cara Marie. Me and her are still really good friends to this day. But that one stung even more because what you see on TV, like when we go and then someone gets eliminated, they do not come back. Mm-hmm. There's no saying goodbye. There's no last hug, So I think that was really, really, really hard was especially I was doing the Cook for Your Life and I was sent back. So all I wanted was, and I wanted my team to come back. I mean, yeah, sure, blue team, you're good and all, but I was like, I want my team here, you know? So that one did hurt. She really was like a mom kind of figure to a lot of us, especially to me and my good friend Sydney, who was on the show. But yeah, it was just not being able to say goodbye. No one likes that, you know? No one wants the Irish exit.
I know that they like to, keep you guys all in touch and maybe do events after the fact and things like that. Are there, and I'm not going to make you name a name, but are there people that you would just never fucking work with again that were competitors on this?
A lot. I hope I never have to see them in real life ever again.
Do you want to name a name?
I'll keep that one ambiguous, but I feel like if you watch the show, you could probably pinpoint the people I don't want to talk to again.
Okay, good, man. Let's stop this fake we all love each other shit, man, because I wasn't buying it to begin with. What's been the toughest challenge for you so far?
Like as far as the show?
Let's talk about the cooking. Let's actually talk about, because I love to talk about the gossip because I know people want to hear about it, but I'm way more concerned with the actual cooking, what it's like to cook for Chef Ramsay, what it's like when you get confronted with something that you maybe have never seen before, never worked with before, or just when he just tells you to get the fuck out of the kitchen, you just are not doing it tonight. So what has been the toughest challenge?
The unknown. The toughest challenge as far as cooking was like waking up every morning, and those challenges in the beginning, I mean, we had no idea. So it is so hard. I mean, it's like going into work every day and not knowing what you're going to be doing. I mean, that's just, you go, as a chef, I walk into the kitchen, I know what my menu is. I'm
a journalist, so that's kind of like,
You're the exception. But it really was that. I mean, even more specifically, like, this past episode from last night, French cuisine. I have never worked with French cuisine. I've never been taught it. I wasn't trained. I've never worked in a restaurant doing that kind of cuisine. So that one really stumped me because there's no like grabbing your phone and Googling what is French cuisine, you know, what chat GPT, you know. It was very difficult. And a huge thing was, you know, there were no thermometers. There were nothing like that. So like cooking proteins and stuff and sending it up and not knowing, truly not knowing if they were okay until Ramsay himself cut it open.
That, I think, is something that maybe I've never thought about when I watch these shows, because I'm like, how the fuck do you send that out like that, right? And, you know, obviously chefs... that you guys cook all the time, you have to send things out to order, but you do have tools like a thermometer and stuff like that in the real world. So you don't have any of that.
No, we didn't have any thermometers. We didn't even have clocks. There was no clocks in the kitchen at all. We weren't allowed to have watches. So even giving times out, 2 minutes out, we had no concept of time. It was counting in your head, or that seemed like it might have been 30 seconds, you know? So you give a time to Chef Ramsay, and he's got a watch saying, okay, I know when 2 minutes is up. We don't. So it really was just, I mean, as you do it day in and day out, it gets a little easier, but those first few services, especially when we got kicked out, I mean, I've never been kicked out of a kitchen before. That was heartbreaking. No one wants to not serve those diners. And it was true. If we got kicked out of the kitchens, those diners went home hungry. Ooh. No one stepped in, no sous chefs, no Ramsay. No one stepped in to cook for them. They were just told, hey, you have no kitchen. Sorry.
You know, people think it's so much fun to like be guests on these shows, and it's not. I mean, but I've never heard of anybody, because, you know, a lot of times you get the food, it might be a little cold, it might be, you know, but I've never heard about people being sent home like, fuck you, you don't get to eat.
Yeah, no, and that was heartbreaking. As we're walking out of the kitchen from being kicked out, you'll look behind and you'll see like the servers walking up like, we're so sorry, your team actually just got kicked out, as you could have heard. And you're just like, oh my God, you know, we're chefs. We serve people. You know, screw the TV show. This is my job, you know? So that was a tough pill to swallow. And that was something I just aimed, like, I never want to feel that embarrassment again, you know? No one does.
Right. Okay, you hinted at something there, and I've spoken to, like, Top Chef All-Stars people about this. It was kind of a dirty little secret sometimes among them. Technology's changed since then. Mm-hmm. How much is your phone and ChatGPT consulted when you get your assignments?
100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. I hate to admit it, but a lot. Sometimes I do get stumped. So ChatGPT is a great little tool. You know, just like, hey, what's a fun, unique way to present a lamb dish? And, you know, just seeing some photos and stuff. And, you know, unfortunately in our career, like, nothing is original, I feel like, anymore. We're all just, I mean, it's the same with music, it's the same with art, you know, we're just all riffing off each other. You know, something that you don't even remember seeing, but, you know, you did at one point. But that's kind of why I like Google or ChatGPT and all those kind of things, because they do kind of help, you know, they make it fun and innovative, and it gives me ways of, oh, I never would have thought of that, you know, okay, cool. Now, but then I don't, of course, tell it to make me recipes. That's just cheating. It's just taking that idea and then me getting the tools for me to then play around with in the kitchen. And honestly, I think it's okay, you know? Like,
I use ChatGPT to help me with writing. I think it's a tool. Everybody should use it. If you abuse it, it'll be fucking obvious to anybody who sees the finished product.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my career, you know, where I am right now in my career, I feel like I have a name, I have a style that people are used to and I'm getting known for. So if I start veering off way radically to the left side of it, and people are going to be like, okay, something's weird, something's off. But yeah, a little bit here and there, and I think it helps almost everyone, you know, just little things.
Did you have to work with any ingredients this year that you've been like, I've never, ever cooked that thing?
This year?
I mean, this season, basically.
Okay. No. I'm actually just trying to think. There are a few that I can kind of think of. However, it needs to be shown first.
Okay. So they're coming up?
Yes, hopefully in the next episode or so, or however far I make it. Right. But definitely, yeah, there were a few things that did stump me that I had no clue. I mean, just recently I had to make like a 4-tier birthday cake, and it wasn't like an ingredient I've never worked with, but I do not like bacon, Al. I am not a baker. So that one kind of got me, just trying to like sit there and bake. It's slow. It's kind of frustrating. So that one off the bat, I did not like that. And that put me out of my comfort zone entirely.
Yeah. I think it's funny because for years and years and years, Ramsay gave away the prize was to cook in his Las Vegas restaurant. It was very frequently Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the center of the universe. That makes sense to me. Everybody wants to come here. You guys are competing to go to Connecticut. Is that a big treat for you, that if you win, you get to go to Connecticut?
You know what? At first when I heard it, I was a little disappointed. Like, oh. But after like being in Foxwoods and like discovering Connecticut, I mean, yeah, it's kind of amazing. I mean, Foxwoods Resort is huge, first of all. It is just amazing. I mean, I know we're in the city of the best and the biggest resorts and casinos. But, you know, I've been here 20 years. So if I'm lucky enough to like win that prize, it would be kind of cool to just see a different place, travel a little bit, you know, just see something new. The trees were real nice up there.
A lot of rich old white people, which you used to from fine dining on the Strip, right?
Oh yeah. Way different culture up there than it is down here. I mean, their bars close, Al. I mean, what?
Oh my God, that's that thing they call last call, right?
I had never heard of it before. I was like, wait, you close establishments here? What do you mean I can't get Thai food at 3 o'clock in the morning? You know, like, so a culture shock for sure. But you know, I love Las Vegas. Las Vegas is my home. I'm representing Las Vegas, you know, but I wouldn't turn down an offer to travel a little bit and see something new.
Yeah, come back with more experience and do bigger and better things here in Las Vegas, hopefully, because I hope you win. I hope you go to Connecticut. I'm not coming out there to see you. I'm telling you that right fucking now. But when you come back, I'm going to greet you with very, very open arms. I'm going to be so happy to see you again.
In a perfect world, that's exactly what's going to happen.
All right. I was a little surprised at something. Knowing Gordon Ramsay, I don't know him, right? But having interviewed him and, understanding him, I know him to be a huge supporter of equality in the kitchen, of giving women great, tremendous chances and things like that. I was very surprised to see him split it up between the boys and the girls that first day when I was like that this was going to be the dynamic. Was that a weird dynamic, like splitting it up gender-wise?
Not really. I mean, I've watched the show since season 1, so this is what he's done every season. And people do move around, just to see where it fits. It was interesting for me just to work in that dynamic, though. I mean, he is a great supporter of women. He's not more harsh on women or less harsh on women versus the men, and I love that.
And he's given opportunities to some of the best women chefs that I've met in my life.
Absolutely. Some of my biggest influences in life are women chefs that he has brought up himself, either past winners or just people who's worked in his company. But yeah, I had never worked with all women before in a kitchen. None of us had. So it was very unique. Most of us, we had talked, all of us girls, and it was like, we're usually the only girl amongst the men. So this is a weird dynamic.
So how does that affect it, right? Because you always grow up, people go, if women ran the world, it would be so much better, right? If women should be every president should be a woman. And I'm fine with that because I don't want the fucking job. Give it to a woman, man. No sweat off my balls. But was it easier? Was it better? Was there something more positive about it?
It was. It's weird. It was positive in a way of seeing all these very 10 strong independent female chefs. Very, very inspirational to me growing up, kind of being told, hey, you don't belong here. So that was nice that we had all hey, we broke the mold. We didn't listen. We prevailed. But that came along with a lot of drama, as we're kind of seeing. And it was, we were all very young, surprisingly. A lot of the women were very young, early 20s. I was 25. I was kind of middle of the age gap. And so with that just came a lot of immaturities.
A little bit like high school there?
It felt a little bit like high school, a lot of mean girl, kind of prom queen energy going on. Wasn't super fond of it. But I am the way that I am. I try to stay out of it. And yeah, I mean, I loved it. But, damn, Al, I won't do it again.
Okay. Hey, any hookups on the set? You don't have to tell me who, but did anybody hook up?
No, actually, when you're filmed 24/7, and most of us, I think.
Well, that doesn't stop them on Love Fucking Island or whatever.
No. Oh my God, no. Thankfully, nothing happened. But no, most of us actually were and still are in relationships. So a lot of the days were just us sitting outside, looking at the stars and talking about our loved ones back home. So it was kind of cheesy and sappy, but I'm just glad I did not walk in on anyone doing anything.
A lot of times Ramsay brings a lot of famous guest chefs on, or a lot of the people that come in to eat in the dining room are people that are sort of famous very frequently. Who's the most impressive person that you got to encounter so far as we've gotten in the season?
So far, Buddy Velastro, Cake Boss. That was so cool. I mean, when I was a kid, I watched Cake Boss on, I believe it was TLC or Food Network or one of the two. I loved that show so much. So meeting him was just kind of crazy. Oh, I see your vending machines down on the strip.
And he is the nicest fucking guy.
Yeah, he was so sweet, so supportive. Even though he was on the blue side, he was still cheering the women on from afar, go ladies, you got this. So anytime there's a famous chef, and just the episode last night, Rock Harper, he was the season 3 winner who I watched, and I loved. So even I didn't get to meet him, but seeing him was crazy too. Oh my God, I get to cook for someone I've been watching for 15 years. So that was really
so
cool.
Now you are going to be getting that, right? You're going to have young chefs that come in here and are like, "Oh my God, I'm getting to see somebody that I'm getting to get to eat the food of someone I idolized watching on TV." And yeah, you're rolling your eyes, but I bet it's happened already.
It's weird when you put it that way. I mean, I just don't see myself that way. I mean, I kind of even just watch the show, and I don't even think it's me at times. I just watch my favorite TV show. But yeah, a few people have come in here, and it brings me so much joy and happiness. And I just see the hope in people's eyes, and it pushes me to keep going. It lights my fire even more. It sparks my passion. And if I could be an inspiration to just one person in life, like I've been inspired by so many, I think everything I've done up until this point would be worth it. All of the heartache and the tears and the blood and the sweat and the, it would all be worth it, because that's all I want to do is, inspire someone to become a chef one day.
Cool. Well, I guess what I'm wondering now is, as we wind this down, have you taken any of the recipes that you made on the show and introduced them on this menu yet? Is there something that, if we are fans, especially somebody like Sue who watches this show religiously, knows every damn thing you made, we going to be able to eat any of them right now in Main Street Provision?
Yeah, so I definitely have been. So every Thursday, whatever I made as my challenges dish the week prior, I make as the special here. So it's a really fun thing that I get to not only kind of get my own little redemption on remaking that dish and not like a 45 minute.
So you even make the ones that you fuck up?
And I make them better. But I've been introducing things like lamb into the restaurant now, which was kind of a thing that no one was really interested in. But we cooked it so much on the show that now that I can do it here in the restaurant. I've been doing a few of his recipes that I still remember how to make, taking them and kind of integrating them. I've taken one of his salad dressings and, made it a little bit mine, but also it's primarily his, but it's a great recipe. But yeah, so it's been really fun. So I hope I make it super far, because I love making these dishes on Thursdays for everyone to try. And sometimes in the show my dish didn't even get tried, or they didn't taste it. So I get to serve it to a bunch of wonderful locals here in Las Vegas and get my validation.
That's awesome. I think I saw never mind, I'm not going to go into plot points. Okay, this is dropping on Thanksgiving Day. What are you thankful for this year?
I am truly just thankful for everything that my community has given me, being here in Las Vegas. I am thankful for Hell's Kitchen because it has skyrocketed my career. I am thankful for my crew here at Main Street Provisions. And, I'm thankful for my family, my parents, my siblings. Thankful for my support at home, my boyfriend, and, just like everyone else, I surround myself by love, and I want to give all my love to others.
Awesome. Well, you are the best. I know the next big thing is Black Jacket if you make it to the top 5, so we're all rooting for you for that. Everybody tune in every Thursday night, except Thanksgiving today, to Fox, and you will see Hell's Kitchen. Ellie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Al. Happy Thanksgiving.
The news, or something like it, is next. This is Food and Loathing. Need a restaurant recommendation? Then you need Neon Feast, the most convenient, most comprehensive, and most trustworthy collection of Las Vegas restaurant recommendations on the internet. Veteran food journalist Al Mancini, whom you might remember from, listening to this podcast, asked the city's top chefs, restaurateurs, critics, journalists, and influencers for their favorite spots in more than 100 categories. Why take the advice of an anonymous online wannabe or a paid influencer? Neon Feast will tell you where people in the industry send their family and friends for a great date night, to watch a big game, or get a taste of Old Vegas. Looking for a great steakhouse? You want a great burger? Maybe a little caviar? Need a place in Summerlin South, the Arts District, or Seven Hills? Las Vegas brings the neon. Local foodies provide the feast at neonfeast.com or the Neon Feast mobile app.
Okay, some news. Well, Andrew, we usually come back to you at the very top because this is where we would put the happy hour report. So talk.
Look, I'm digesting all this caviar you've been talking about at the top of the conversation, man. Like, you're like going to turn into a fish factory over there.
Yeah.
No.
Well, is there something you're thankful for that you'd like to tell people about, or should I just move on?
You know what? Move on. I'm plenty thankful for lots. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for this great city. I'm thankful for all the great food, all that stuff. I think everyone knows that. It comes across in everything we do and say. So let's move on.
Yeah. I am incredibly grateful that the fact that I have a chance to do this and call it a job. That's about it. Rich, you want to say anything before I bum people out with my next story?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Happy be in a job I love back home, seeing the family. But I'm also very, very happy that I can still keep a connection to Las Vegas, which was my home for most of the last decade, and this is the best connection ever to do this every week.
Well, I am super thankful to both of you guys because we'd not be able to do this ever or do my radio spots without you, Rich, helping out, and Andrew, man, all the shit that you help out with and all the things we've collaborated on recently. So I want to thank you. I'm also super thankful for Gemini. It bums me out that she's not here on this show. I hope she gives us a message we can drop in. She's dealing with some health issues right now. She knows she has our love and our support, and we're thinking about her, and that is about what I'm going to say about us for right now. Cool, guys?
Yep.
Cool.
Go.
Okay, now I hate to bum people out, but perhaps while you are celebrating the things for which you're thankful, you may want to lend a hand to a member of our restaurant community. According to a post by the team at Shang Artisan Noodles, their 25-year-old team member, Vanessa Lainez, who was actually married just 9 months ago, was critically injured in a 12-car crash at Cheyenne and Jones, suffering life-threatening injuries, including a traumatic brain injury. She is fighting for her life, and her family's trying to raise money for medical care because, we live in America, and that's what we fucking apparently do when people get injured, is we have to do this. I've never met Vanessa, but this is what we do, people. Las Vegas foodies, Las Vegas restaurant people, you guys take care of your own. I throw we in there because I've been around you long enough to hope that you count me in that. We take care of our own. A lot of people who didn't know my friend Max Jacobson when he suffered a traumatic brain injury over a decade ago came together to raise money for his recovery. And honestly, I'm very happy to say he's currently enjoying life with his wife. I've seen the direct results of this community rallying to support their own. You people are fucking amazing. So please, if you are able, consider helping Vanessa and the people who love her. You can find links at the GoFundMe page. Find links to it on the Shang Artisan Noodles website. If you can't find them, message me. I'll send you that way. I'm really thankful for this community and the way that you guys support each other, and I hope we can give her family a reason to feel the same way. Again, I don't know these people, never met them, but this is what we do as a fucking community.
That's awesome, man. Hey, you know what? I'm going to find those links. I'm going to put them in the newsletter I'm sending out this afternoon for the Happy Hour Vegas Club. And to piggyback off of that one, because I love this fucking community so much, one of the things that I wanted to note was, you have Black Friday, everyone's doing their shopping, looking for the deals, but on Saturday, it's Small Business Saturdays. That's our local business. That's our restaurants. These are our chefs, guys. So, look, if you're going to go out and you're going to do your thing, think about the small business. Think about the local chefs. Think about these local kitchens that need some support. So get after it.
Yes, good point. Thank you, friend. Honestly, I'm going to leave it there. I know that's one piece of news I want to leave you with, not to bum you out, because it's just because I hope it'll help some of us focus on how lucky we really are, why we should be grateful, and how we can help those who may not have as many things to be thankful for. Because in my opinion, the reason to celebrate Thanksgiving is to sit back and realize how fucking good you have it, and then maybe try to help some other people have it good as well. Right. Again, for all you guys, I've mentioned that. Quick reminder, Bob Barnes contributes a fantastic weekly rundown of what's happening on the dining and entertainment scene at foodandloathing.vegas. Check it out, along with lots of other articles. Andrew and I have made recent appearances on both the CW ARC show and Las Vegas Advisors YouTube page, so please check out both of them. You can hear me on Highway Drive Radio, which is a great terrestrial radio option on that long road from Vegas to LA. If you're driving out to Grandma's house, once this is over, pop on that radio and you'll hear us coming on, or you'll hear me coming on with Rich's fine production. And you can listen to country rock or vibe. You'll get us on all of those. We're everywhere because great food is everywhere and everyone gets hungry With that in mind, I'm Al Mancini with Andrew Morgan and Rich Johnson, sending all the love and healing vibes possible to our good friend and talented colleague, Gemini Stevens. Thanking all of our guests. This is the long, drawn-out part.
Yeah,
Ellie
Brian.
Parker, Tyler Vorce, Masaharu Morimoto, Wolfgang Puck, John George Vongerichten, Jose Andres, Michael Mina, Michael Voltaggio, Bryan Voltaggio, and Dave Beran. I'm thankful that I can say all those people's names in one fucking sentence because I spoke to them all this week. Have a great holiday. Eat a lot, drink a lot, smoke a lot if that's your thing. Try not to talk politics, and throughout it all, do what you can to always stay hungry.